What's going on, people? It's your boy Big Augs, and welcome back to the Voice of the Tune. Good evening. Today we're talking Liverpool, Newcastle United, in our third game of the season, our second home game of the season. Face a tough Liverpool side. Again, another game on TV. But this is the third game out of a tough 5-game run. So obviously Villa and Man City last week. So now this weekend we face Liverpool, and the fixtures are coming. And it's just going to get harder and harder as the season goes on. But like I said in my previous videos, I'd rather face the top sides now as opposed to facing them when we're in the Champions League, playing week in, week out, twice in a week, and playing obviously tougher teams in the Champions League. So I feel like now that we have one game a week, works in our favour against the big side. So, but yeah, Liverpool come to St James's Park. We're in decent form, to be honest with you. But this game is a tricky game. It's different from the City game last weekend. Whereas with Man City, a lot of us, even myself included, I was confident that we could get something from the game, and that we can test Man City in different areas of the park. Despite obviously Man City being the champions and being the best team in the world, we thought that the boys can go there and get something. Whereas this one is at home, so we're going in there with a bit more confidence, even more confidence than we had in the City game. And it's an opportunity for the boys to respond and bounce back from the defeat. It's been quite an emotional week. I've had some things to say. Bruno has had some things to say about the way some fans are reacting. So this game is an opportunity for us fans to reunite, for the players and the fans to reunite, everyone to come together and sing off the same hymn sheet, because we all want the same thing here. We want the team to do well. So it's been an emotional week, and this is a great opportunity for us as a club to respond. So yeah, Liverpool, man. What can I say? They're a tough side. They are still a big side. A world class side. They've got full of world class players, from the keeper all the way to attack, and they have players that can cause us problems. But so do we. So do we, and we got players that can cause anyone problems. We saw against Man City last weekend that we made it difficult for City, and they were at home. So Eddie Howe has a style of play, and he doesn't change it for anyone. So as long as we go out there, do our thing, keep doing our thing, keep playing the way we play, I don't see why not, to be fair to you. I don't see why we can't leave this game with something, a point or a win. But Liverpool have had a good start to the season. I watched them close against Chelsea, 2-2 draw against Chelsea. I believe in the first half they were the better side. They looked dangerous. They looked like they were creating a lot of chances. Mo Salah looked like he was on fire, back to his best. He hit the post early on with right foot. He assisted Diaz with a beautiful assist. And he was sort of in the first half running right. So was Szoboszlai, who we were linked with in the summer, and Diaz as well. So in that game against Chelsea, we saw what Liverpool can do, but we also saw I also saw anyways. I saw Liverpool making the same mistakes as they were making last season, which was a poor year for them. So and it's up to us whether we want to exploit that. And the area that I feel like we can exploit, especially for Liverpool, is in the midfield. They've let players go. They've lost Henderson, Fabinho. They let Chiesa go. They let Milner go. They let Oxlade-Chamberlain go. They've lost a lot. They've lost also Carvalho, who went out on loan to Leipzig. So they've lost a lot of players in midfield, and they've only brought in Szoboszlai, McAllister. They brought in Endo, who is sort of Klopp's new man, to do that deeper role. So their midfield is very attacking, and they can be gotten at, and if we want to win this game, we have to outrun them in the middle. And that's what we do anyways. That's what we do to most clubs anyways, We outrun sides, and Liverpool are very open, and they're there to be gotten at. There's a huge gap between defence and midfield. I saw it again against Bournemouth as well. Like Bournemouth were causing them problems in the first half. Yeah, they won 3-1, but I don't feel like the scoreline tells the whole story. I felt like Liverpool were, the first 10 minutes of that game, they were rocking, as in they were on the ropes. Bournemouth had a goal disallowed, and straight after, Semenyo scores. So, you know, there's a lot of weaknesses in this side, even though they've got the players up top, but defensively and in that midfield, they're weak. There's a lot of weaknesses, and for us, you know, I feel like we have the players to cause them a hell of a lot of problems defensively as well. So I'm confident going into this game, but the only thing that's holding me back, it's history, and in football, history speaks a lot. You know, Klopp he's unbeaten in his last 13 games in top flight games against us. So our last win against Klopp was in 2015 at home. So, you know, we don't have the best record against them. Last season they came to us, they beat us, and then they beat us away. So last season they beat us twice. So, and out of the 4 defeats at home in the Premier League under Eddie Howe, 2 of them were against Liverpool. So, and Eddie Howe has lost 15 of his 17 top flight matches against Liverpool. So or in all competitions, sorry. And so the stats and the history is not really in our favour, but we have the chance on Sunday to change the narrative, basically. So, and I believe we can do it. We can do it because, like I keep saying, we have the players now that can cause any team problems, and we have to outrun them, and we have to be solid in defence. Last season, we played them at a difficult time, you know, when we were sort of, I think it was a week before the cup final, and so players didn't want to get injured, people were a bit nervous, and it was off the back of a few draws as well. So, and they won 2-0, I believe, and Nick Pope got sent off. This game, which is a fresh start, we just have to not make silly mistakes and not give them the opportunities to pounce on the mistakes. You know, we've got to be solid at the back, sound, because they've got players, Jota, Salah and Diaz. Luis Diaz is a problem. I've watched him now twice now, and he's a problem. He's looking like he's coming for that Mane form and that Mane position. So, you know, Trippier's got his hands full on Sunday. He's got his hands full, and it'll be an interesting battle. I feel like that will be a key battle in the game, Trippier versus Diaz. With Trippier going forward all the time, how do we deal with Diaz's pace going in behind? And Jota, for example, or Salah against Dan Burn again. Whoever's playing left mid, which I'll get onto as to who I think it should be, they've got a job on their hands to help out Dan Burnett against Mo Salah, because Salah's looking like he's on fire. He's looking ready. Despite the Saudi links, he's looking ready, man. So we've got to stop Salah, we've got to stop Diaz, and either Jota or Nunes, whoever Klopp goes with. So, and then in the midfield, I feel like I said, that's the area, because they've only got Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gakpo, and that's a very attacking midfield. So if we were to win this game, it's going to be in the midfield. And yeah, I feel like we have every right to go into the game, approach the game like we did last weekend, on the front foot, press them high, be aggressive, tenacious, outrun them. We have to outrun them. In that midfield, we've got the players to do that. You know, Bruno in there, Tonali, Joelinton, if he plays, because he's fit now. But if he plays, you know, we've got a lot of players in there that can outrun them in the midfield. And I saw against Bournemouth, the deepest midfielder was McAllister. Come on, man. Number 10. Be doing that 4-0, and he got beaten so many times. So, like I say, man, it's up to us. It's up to us. So, yeah, I'm confident that we can go out there, make a good account of ourselves, and get something from the game. Despite the history, this is a new season. This is a fresh start. So, you know, us being at home, St. James's Park is a fortress. So why not, to be fair to you? So, based on that, I'm confident that, I don't know, is it going to be a win or is it going to be a draw? I don't think we'll lose the game. I think the boys would have learnt from last season, from the mistakes of last season, and Liverpool don't have enough in midfield to dominate the game. So I don't think we're going to lose the game. But do I feel like we're going to win the game? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I do feel like. I think it's going to be 2-1. 2-1 Newcastle. 100% 2-1 Newcastle. It's got 2-1 written all over it. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the 3 points. Get us back to winning ways. We are looking to win our first 2 home games in a while. So I think it was since Pardew's season. So that will be good for us, for our confidence going into the next one of difficult fixtures. So I'm definitely looking forward to the game. I'm going 2-1. I'm going with the team now as to what Eddie Howe should pick. He's been talking about, obviously, in the media as to who's not fit and who's injured, and he said that Big Joe. He said that Joe Linton is back in training. He's back with the boys after he came off the field against Man City, and he's ready to play. So whether or not Eddie Howe plays him, that's one for us to see. And he's been talking about also Bruno's emotional outburst during the week, and he said that he's got to learn from this. Bruno's an emotional guy. We see it on the pitch, so it's up to him whether he wants to distance himself from the stuff on social media and just focus on the football. And also talking about Isak and his qualities. So I do believe we've got the qualities to punish Liverpool. So based on that and based on what Eddie has been talking about in the press conference, the team I think he's gonna play. Obviously, the back 5 picks itself. So Nick Pope, he's got some making up to do after last season, the game last season at home where he got sent off, and then you got Trippier against Diaz. That's going to be a cracking matchup. And then you got obviously Shaw and Botman, and then Burn. And then I'll change the midfield 3, and I'll have Bruno, Joelinton, and I'd like to see Bruno, Tonali, and I'd like to see Longstaff come in. I think Big Joe probably could sit out on this one, seeing as he's come back from injury. Obviously, the boys who aren't playing, like Longstaff and Anderson, it's unfair on them too. It's harsh on them because they've been good for us as well. Like Longstaff was probably one of our key players last season. So, any opportunity that arises for these guys to play, I feel like Eddie Howe should give. So Longstaff comes in for me, for Joe Linton. And then Almiron, I'll play him again, but this is probably his last start for me. Not to say that he's been bad, but obviously I want to see more from him. I've seen some bits from Harvey Barnes, I've seen some bits from Isak Wilson, but so I want to see a bit more from Almiron, but he gets a start only because he doesn't have much competition on the right hand side. So Miggy on the right, Isak up top again. I don't like seeing Isak out wide. Up top, Kilman, Isak, and then left hand side Harvey Barnes. I want to see him start now because I said last weekend against City that he should start. He didn't start. Eddie Howe went for Anthony Gordon, who got dragged off early in the second half because he got booking. So now is a chance to see Harvey Barnes start, especially after his performance at home. He's decent at home in pre-season and against Villa. So good to see Harvey Barnes start. That's the team I play. I'm going for a 2-1 win against Liverpool. We have to outrun them, literally, and be physical, especially in that midfield. That's where the battle's going to be won. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, how you think we're going to set up, what you think the score's going to be. And yeah, thanks for watching, man. Make sure to like, to comment, and to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. It's your boy Big Uggs. I'm out.